First off, Eddie, just quick hits. I know you've been asked a million times, but I just got to do it for our audience. The Conor Benn situation, the fight's not off, right?
No,
it's just
absolutely,
posturing, right?
yeah. Everybody knows what they signed up for. Everybody's confident of, the big disadvantage for this fight is Conor Benn. He's moving from 47 to 57. Eubank's coming down a couple of pounds lower than he's been before, but everybody knows what they signed up for. It's a tremendous fight, and we look forward to it October the 8th.
So, did they just say it?
The dad said it, yeah. Junior didn't say it, the trainer didn't say it, the promoter didn't say it. They just said, we're not sure where it came from, but on we go.
How's it been so far, just overall, with both of them?
It's good. I mean, the build-up's been massive. Obviously it's a big British fight. Yeah. The face-to-face was incredible. Did huge numbers. Obviously, you might not understand the rivalry from this country, but it's one of the greatest rivalries in British boxing. So to have the Sons fight, it's just a huge fight, and it's going to be a massive night.
Are you pulling for one or the other?
Conor Benn. He's my guy. Yeah. I mean. We've got a big family history with the Eubanks. My dad was his promoter for a long time. He's best man at his wedding. They were very close, and I've been very close to Conor Benn. And I'm a big fan of Nigel Benn, and obviously Tony Sims is very close to me as well. So 100% gunning for a Conor Benn victory in that fight.
How is that dynamic with Frank?
Yeah, interesting. Obviously Frank with Emily, and he's going to be very neutral in this fight, and he might lose a relationship in the process, but that's boxing, and no, it'll be good.
The other topic you've been asked 50 bajillion times, December 3rd, that looks like it's going to be the date for the fight?
Yeah, I mean, we've accepted terms for that fight, so we'll see what happens.
So then what is left to happen?
Broadcast agreements, we've got to receive a contract first and see how that looks, but certainly the hardcore terms were agreed, and if they want the fight, which I'm being told they do, I think we'll get it.
In terms of broadcasters, how would that work? I guess
dual broadcast, and both broadcasters know that. Both appear comfortable. There's a lot of discussions that have to take place, but that would be the way to resolve it.
So if you guys are able to do that, you would think that a Tank Ryan Garcia fight would be able to happen.
Should do, because I'm very bullish on the numbers for that fight.
For which one?
Tank against Ryan Garcia. I think it's a massive pay-per-view. The Zone, Showtime. It's a great fight. Two very different fan bases. Hopefully they can get it made.
You heard any movement?
No, I'm not involved, obviously, but I know DAZN would be very keen to make that fight happen, so we'll see what happens.
Back to AJ, a lot of people are like, man, should really take a tune-up before he goes to Fury.
That was the plan, but maybe Tyson Fury feels like this is a good time to get him. And AJ has always wanted that fight, and he thinks this might be his last chance to get that fight, so he's ready for the challenge.
Now to this fight, Canelo and Triple G. Regardless of what happens, is there anything in the contract that says they have to fight again?
No, this is it. This is the trilogy.
This is it.
Listen, if Genandy wins, number 4 becomes massive. But I think from Gennady's point of view, he's coming with everything he has for this fight. And I just said to Canelo up there, I said, you look ready. He said much more than ready. And I think he really wants to prove a point in this fight, not just because of the rivalry, but bouncing back from the Bivol defeat. But Genandy looks great, and I think this will really suit him at 168. When you've made 160 for like 16 years, it's tough, and I think this extra weight will just give him that little bit more durability, that little bit more in the tank. And I really think it's going to be a brutal fight on Saturday.
What would you say to the people that say Canelo waited for Golovkin to get old? He's coming in here. This is like his retirement.
Look at who he's been fighting. How can do you think waiting for someone he's fighting? Danny Jacobs, Kovalev, Smith, Plant, Saunders, Bivol. He's waiting for nobody. But the fight never materialised. I managed to make it happen, and I'm glad we get to see it on Saturday.
Some of the haters or critics would say all those guys you listed, not good. Jacobs was already on the downslide. Plant, no power. Saunders, no
Jacobs
power.
was on the downslide. He just beat Derevyanchenko, right, to win the middleweight championship. Kovalev was a massive light heavyweight.
They say he was drained.
Whatever, drained at 170 at his weight. Callum Smith, undefeated, Ring Magazine champion, number 1 in the division. Billy Joe Saunders, undefeated. Caleb Plant, undefeated. I mean, he won the undisputed championship within 12 months, beating all the champions. What more can you do? So, but this is a great fight, and I think, like I said, we'll see the best of the three on Saturday.
Fans would say all we want is him to fight Charlo, all we want is him to fight Benavidez. That's all we want.
Yeah, but all we wanted was to see Charlo fight Genandy Golvokin, and they wouldn't do that either. You know, these guys, Charlo, Benavidez, they're fighting absolutely nobody. How can you criticise, not you, but how can you criticise the resume of Canelo Alvarez and not criticise the resume of Charlo or Benavidez? Their resumes are jokes. And I don't even think that Benavidez wants a joke resume. Charlo, I don't know. But I think Benavidez...
You say that about Charlo?
No, but because I don't think he's pushing, like, I don't know. Something's not right with these guys that aren't standing up and say, give me this, money. But Benavidez, I think he's a guy who wants the legacy. I think he wants the big fights, but give them to him, you know. So, but Plant's coming up. Plant's fighting Durrell. Yep. Good fight, but you know, we want to see Benavidez Plant. We want to see Plant Charlo. Why not?
Why not? Why is it not happening, Eddie?
Not my side of the street.
Oh no. That's a trigger word right there, side of the street. All right, Eddie. Hey,
cheers,
we'll
mate.
catch up with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
cheers,
it,
mate.
man.
Thank you.